Good afternoon. I'm John Phillips. I'm a retired circuit court judge. I used to uh, run the family division in the 15th Judicial Circuit for many, many years. I think I did it for 21 years altogether. And so I know many of you who will be seeing this, and I apologize for you having to see me again. You thought I'd gone away. But for those of you that I've not met yet, I hope that I'll meet you soon. I live in the North Carolina mountains part of the year, and we're recording this from that vantage point. But I do get back to Palm Beach County for part of the year, and I hope to be able to come and see you. So thank you for your patience and your enthusiasm watching this great video of me telling you a little bit about the history of our Inn of Court and its goals and purpose, and try and give you a pep talk on what we're trying to achieve so that you will be on board with that. Our Inn of Court, the Susan Greenberg Family Law Inn of Court, American Inn of Court, it's a long name because it describes a lot of things, but our Inn of Court came about because R.T. White, Bill Lazarchik, and Cindy Crawford all got together more than a decade ago. I'm guessing 12 or 13 years have passed now, and decided that it would be a good thing for us to sort of emulate the general Inn of Court, the Craig S. Barnard Inn of Court that all of you know about, but specialize in family lawyers because they felt that the professionalism and the civility and the respect that everybody thought would exist in practicing law was sort of starting to erode a little bit in our circuit, and we've seen it erode very badly in other circuits. So they thought this would be a good thing to get everybody together and have an Inn of Court that we could encourage the civility, the professionalism, and the ethical behavior that all of us expected we would be experiencing when we signed up to practice law. So they did that. They went to the American Inn of Court, or Inns of Court organization. It's headquartered in Virginia, and asked to establish a new chapter for family lawyers. And they were told, hey, that's a great idea, but you've got to have somebody that's a judge help you out. So they all knew me, and they came and asked me to do it. And I was really humbled and honored to be asked to help because I wanted to become better at being a judge in family division and have more patience and professionalism myself. And I saw what they were trying to accomplish, and so I was on board. And so after that, there were a series of meetings of people that were interested. We rounded up as many of the master lawyers in family who are, older lawyers. They've been around for years and years and years. And they're called masters in the Inns of Court parlance. But we met with them and got their suggestions for what we could do to sort of mentor along the younger generation of lawyers. We did all the things that we were supposed to and jumped through all the hoops, and our Inn of Court was established. Diane Kerrigan can give you the full story on the name of our Inn of Court. Susan Greenberg was a lawyer who everybody who knew her felt very strongly about, and she passed away about the time our Inn was founded. So I hope Diane will give you the full story if you'd like to know more about the name. Anyway, the inn was established, it was named, and then we started doing it. And so we had to figure out, well, what is it that we're going to accomplish? What are we going to do? How are we going to structure things? One of the things that you'll see, as you've probably already seen, is the Inns of Court Professional Creed. I hope you've got a copy of this and that you've read it, or if you don't have a copy, I hope you look online and take a look at it. It's great. It distills to, I don't know, I guess 50 lines of text, the essence of what we are trying to accomplish with our local Inn of Court. The professionalism, the way attorneys should act amongst themselves, to the bench, to other members of the bar, other colleagues, the kind of thing that I'm sure you hoped you were going to be when you got out of law school. This is a great reminder. Read that thing and try and live by it, because that's one of the things that we're trying to accomplish in the Inn of Court, is to remind you of what being a lawyer and being an advocate for your client in this climate of adversity that exists throughout the family law practice is. So give it a shot. Print it out, put it on your wall. I had one on my wall while I was judging, but I took down all the stuff that was on my wall. It's in a musty box in some attic somewhere. Anyways, what we're going to do today in this little speech I'm giving you, I hope you like, is talk a little bit about the goals of what we'll be trying to accomplish and how we're going to do it in our local inn of court amongst the family lawyers. We want to establish amongst the folks who are members of this group a foundation, a strong foundation in professionalism, in civility, in respect, and in collegiality, not only amongst the lawyers, but extending towards the judges of the bench. I know you can do it. Mostly lawyers did it when I was on the bench, but some didn't. And that venom or that lack of those good qualities extended to their actions towards other people who are colleagues or other members of the bar, extended to their clients many times, I found. And that's not the kind of lawyers that we want to be. Otherwise, if you didn't want to be a good lawyer, if you didn't want to be an improving lawyer, you wouldn't have signed up to be a member of the Inn of Court. So by taking on that task of being a member, you took on the responsibility of trying to be better, and I know you will. I saw it happen over the years as our inn progressed. There was a marked change in the attitudes and the atmosphere in court and proceedings and trials that I presided over, and that I talked to my other judge buddies who presided, and they commented on too. So this does work. We know that, and we want to keep working and to get better. The Inns of Court sort of had a rough patch here over the last couple of years, just like everybody else. It's been a tough life for everybody in their work and family life because most people are having to do life by Zoom, as I am right now. So that's just about to end. Actual in-person meetings, not virtual meetings, are going to be taking place, and you're going to be attending them, I hope. And I just want to run by you what we do with those meetings in reality rather than virtual, and remind you of the importance of each of the things that the meetings are about. Now, the regular meetings are the ones I'm referring to. The social meetings, hey, that's a whole different thing. I'd be up for that, and I'll try to attend one when I can. But for the regular meetings, there's basically three segments. The first segment is what I call social hour. You get together ahead of the formal meeting and relax. Have a drink, usually, whatever it is that you'd like, and mingle and talk with your friends, your old friends, members of the bar, members of the bench, because the judiciary comes to these things too. New friends, meet new people that you don't know who are new members of the bar or young members of the family division. Who don't have the experience that you've got, or maybe you're a young lawyer and you can go up to somebody that you recognize from other court proceedings and just talk to them. It's a social hour. There's no litigation in progress. It's informal. There's no stress. And the idea, the whole goal, is that you make new friends, you become acquainted with people, get to know them in a social setting, and establish empathy with these other folks who are in the same line of work as you. It's a difficult line of work. And so you've got a lot in common there because you survived. Establish trust. Get to know other people so that you can trust them instead of them just being disembodied voices over the phone or over a computer screen that you've never physically met and shared time with. And establish the respect that you will from meeting the fine people that are in our family bar. We've got a great family bar in our circuit. And the other purpose of social hour, if you want to call it a purpose, is the hope that some folks will meet each other develop a relationship where one can mentor the other. If you've got some things you don't know how to do, and you'd like to be better at, if you find somebody who's interested in that or experienced in it, perhaps you can establish a mentorship. We have a mentoring program that works in the Inns of Court, but there's nothing wrong with doing informal mentoring. That's great. And so this is a way to meet folks easily, and I hope you will. But anyway, after the social hour comes the second component of our meetings, the programs, and that's the educational program. And you know that the educational programs are put on by a pupillage group. One pupillage group each large meeting is assigned to present an educational component. And I can't tell you what the educational part will be about this time because it varies from meeting to meeting and time to time, year to year. But I can tell you that it's always informative in one way or another. Lots of times it's humorous. Sometimes it's gross sometimes, but it's because everybody has a different sense of humor. But it's always informative. You'll learn legal knowledge, you'll learn legal skills, and you'll get free CLE credits that you didn't have to go to a seminar for. And the CLE points, I think, are worth the attendance right there by themselves. What you should do, and I hope you do, I can't tell you what to do, but what I hope you'll do is participate in the education program, because lots of times the group that puts on the program asks for audience participation. And please do that. These are your fellow lawyers and judges in this field that we work in. And they work hard to put their program together to try and teach you something in a fun way, give you some CLE credits and give you some additional skills and knowledge that you don't have. But give them the respect and the honor of participating fully in whatever they're doing if they ask you to. More about participating fully in just a minute. Anyway, after the education program, where you'll get your CLEs and you'll update your legal knowledge and your skills, we'll have supper. That's the third component. And let me tell you that eating supper together, in my opinion, and from what I've read in other people's opinion, eating supper together is equally as important to the mission of the Inns of Court as are the other two components we just talked about. We're going to have dinner together. We're going to sit at the same table, maybe several tables. Of course, we can't all sit at one huge table, but you're going to sit with people and share bread with them or whatever it is that's on for each that night. And I believe to the bottom of my heart that there's something primal about sharing a meal with other folks, something that's imprinted in our DNA, maybe from way back in prehistoric days. Because when you share bread, you share conversation, you share experiences and feelings and personality traits with each other. You get to know each other. You share a meal together. And then when you leave, it seems like it's very difficult to act like a jerk to the person that you just shared a meal with the next day in the heat of litigation aggravation. Now, maybe that's just a feeling that I acquired, and I'm on the bench most of my life as a lawyer, so I might have that a little bit wrong, but I think diplomats always have to go to dinner to try and figure things out. We get together as families for all kinds of important occasions, and we trade, we have meals with each other, and we trade stories at those meals. I like to think of us as being the same as those people who would sit around a fire in a cave after they just dragged a wildebeest that they killed back in prehistoric times, and they're sharing that meal that keeps them alive, that's so important to their existence. They share that meal, they share all that experience together, and then the next day they have to go on with their lives and try and continue to stay alive and trust each other and have confidence that the people they just shared that wildebeest with are part of their tribe, are folks that will honor them and have their back. That's kind of the way I think of it. And maybe that's wrong and simplistic, but that's the image I have in my mind when I tell you how important I think it is that we're sharing this meal together as part of our Inns of Court experience. So the reason I'm trying to tell you how important that is I want you to be there. Don't be the kind of person who comes for a couple of parts of the meeting, like the social hour and the CLE credits, and then leaves once the meal starts. And I know you had a couple of years of having to eat meals by Zoom. And I know that's been tough, and I congratulate you for sticking with it. If you're new to the Ends of Court, please sympathize with the folks who did stick with it and keep our chapter alive and going through the COVID experience. Because you get to actually eat real meals in real places with real people. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot more satisfying. But do not skip out. It's so tempting to say, well, I'd rather eat at home, or it's been a long day. I got to get out of here. I understand that you've got family obligations. You've got other things you'd rather be doing. But when you accept the offer to be a member of our Ends of Court, it's a serious offer. People have talked you up in membership meetings, and the invitation has been extended to you. And if you accept it, please honor that. Honor those people that felt so strongly about you being a member that they asked you to join, and get everything you can out of this. Now, let me return to something I mentioned in the education program, and I'm also thinking about it in the suffer part of the program, and that is being present. Right now, I'm talking to you on a computer screen. I wish I was there to talk to you in person. I was much better at that. I'm not very good at this. But when I was with you in person, and when I'm with you right here, I have the same feeling about this thing I'm getting ready to show you, and that is cell phones. Everybody's got one of these. We live on them. There's no question about that. I don't like that that's the way life has evolved, but nobody asked me how life should be, and this got invented and it's taken over all of our lives. But there is a time when you have to be present in this moment. There's times like that with your family, I'm sure you've noticed, and there's times like that with the Ends of Court. So I'm going to show you what to do in case it's not something that's occurred to you. When you're at the Ends of Court, during the education program, your phone shouldn't ring, and you shouldn't be talking to anybody, and you shouldn't be texting backwards and forth or trying to Google the answer to the question that the people who are making a presentation just asked you. That ain't right. Same thing with supper. When you're eating supper, eat supper and enjoy the companionship and the conversation and the experience of being with these other folks. And the way to do that is this: take your phone, push these buttons, and turn it off. That's what I call a no phone zone. And I hope that you will do that. I suggested it a couple of times, not really in jest, but a couple of times when I was still active in the Inn. And I hope it didn't meet with derision, but some people turned off their phones. So I turned off mine. Mine's off right now. I'm not going to have it on anymore during this video. So I hope that's something that you'll at least give some thought to. And please be present. That's the thing so many of us don't do in the world right now. I'm a mountain biker. I ride my mountain bike on these single track trails on the mountains up here. And I don't use my phone while I'm doing it. Wonder why that is. Because I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on. I'm trying to pay attention to what's around me and take advantage of being out in the world. Same thing when you do the other things that you do in your life for enjoyment or for your family. I hope there are times when you're off your cell phone and you're present in that moment for your family or for your friends or for the Ends of Court. So that's pretty much everything I know about the Ends of Court experience and what I'd like to impart to you. If there's anything more that you'd like to know, give me a call, or give me an email or something like that. But I think if you just stick with the things that I've told you and try at your very best to live up to the professional creed that we get from the American Inn of Court, you're going to do great. And I'm looking forward to getting to shake everybody's hand or meet you sometime in the future at a meeting when I'm in town. And I thank you very much for your patience in watching this presentation. Thanks.